that somebody from that area be appointed minister now that the Senate has withheld its confirmation of former Governor Nasir El-Rufai? Why?
That request is very, very germane. That request, I don't know how to put it, but you see, even if that request is granted, I dare say that it wouldn't have created the balance that is required. Let me just inform you and viewers that as we speak, as at the last 1 week, the present administration that just took off over 2 months ago has made 87 appointments, political appointments in the state. Only 18 are said to be from Southern Kaduna. And actually not Southern Kaduna. There are 3, 4, 5 people that are even from outside the state. The cry of marginalization is justified. There is oppression. It is beyond marginalization. It's oppression. There seems to be a desire by quote and unquote the powers that be to muzzle out a certain people from a certain part of the state. This state was created at North Central State in 1967. There was a 1963 population census, followed up by 73, followed up by 1991, another one 2016. There are disputes. There is the politics of population itself. Then there is the creation of local governments that started from that 67. The creation of electoral wards, federal constituencies. The times we had almost a balance in constituency, state and federal. In 1990, 91, 92, the Babangida era, SDP, NRC parties, there was almost equal representation. As soon as that era passed, some people seized the opportunity of the military intervention to change the equation. What you now have is, in Kaduna South Senatorial District, that is of 8 local governments, and Southern Kaduna that is of 12 local governments. There's a difference. There's a senatorial district, there are 3 in every state, but there's Southern Kaduna that is 1/2 of the state. And I tell you, by the 2016 population census and 2006 population census, Southern Kaduna had a population of about 3.9 million people, out of the state's 6.7 as at that count. More than half of the state. But when it comes to representation, even at the state level, ditto the federal level, you have only Zango and Kata local government that has 2 state representatives at the state assembly. Every other one has 1. Federal constituency, out of the 8 senatorial district local governments, you have only 5 representatives. We have a total of 16 from Kaduna State. About 10, 11 are in the northern part of the state. So it is not just marginalization.
And this is not a function of electoral outcomes, is it?
No.
With regard to the elective positions.
No.
I know there are 2 different things here, appointive positions and elective positions.
See, elections, the limitations of wards and constituencies is a function of INEC. And I know that none has ever been conducted according to population. It's supposed to have been done every 10 years. You see, it has not been done since this experiment started in 1999. And if you go by electoral outcomes, for instance, Southern Kaduna has been the mainstay of the People's Democratic Party for all of these years. But up till now, nothing has changed in terms of wards or polling units. In fact, you have witnessed a decrease.
Why do you think that this is happening? I recall that one of your complaints was that this started during the time of the immediate past governor, Nasir El-Rufai.
No, it didn't start during his time.
So
it was exacerbated.
It was exacerbated during his time.
Yes.
Why do you think this has festered?
It boils down to the character of the individual. Before Governor Nasir El-Rufai, there were 2, 3 governors.
So the question is more about why do you believe that the people of Kaduna, southern Kaduna, are being marginalized?
It's because they are being marginalized. It's not a belief.
No, why is it happening?
The statistics show.
Why is it happening?
Why is it happening? Like I said, I believe there is, would I call it a hidden agenda? Some wicked individuals take opportunity of being in government to seek to cause discontent, to cause, just oppress people.
For political reasons?
Just maybe political reasons,
because,
but in addition to spiritual reasons.
So you think, so is this marginalization against the Christians in southern Kaduna or the entire people of southern Kaduna?
The entire people of southern Kaduna and the Christians in the state. This is very, very unfortunate because you will find Christians in the northern part of the indigenous Christians. They are not settlers. They are Hausa people who are also being marginalized.
Well, interestingly, I think the Muslim Youth Foundation of Southern Kaduna released a statement where they said that they are the ones being marginalized. So the question now comes to the Muslims in Southern Kaduna say they are marginalized. The Christians in Southern Kaduna say they are marginalized. You people are not working together. You're working at cross purposes instead of working together to achieve this freedom that you want.
Unfortunately,
or inclusion that you want.
Unfortunately, what democracy does is allow freedom of expression. So you would find that even in the quest for state creation, for instance, not just in Kaduna State, anywhere at all, when the people get a state, you find people who were not considered a minority before or were brought together as a minority in a large group, they'll suddenly find themselves either as minority or majority, as the case may be. Then those who find themselves on the other end will begin to cry for, against marginalization. So this is the situation. In southern Kaduna, generally Christians, who are predominant in the southern part of the state, have been crying for marginalization for God knows how long. And we used to have the Southern Kaduna People's Union, SOKAPU, that is the umbrella body. It still is. But years down the line, a new an organization was put together that would cater for only the Muslims in Southern Kaduna called Sokamuda. And then it is from that you find offshoots from Sokamuda, you find Muslim youth organizations and things like that. So when you hear of this, it's like anticipating there is probably going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Let's quickly shout so that we will be recognized as well. Because if you were to just focus on Southern Kaduna, some people who are together as Southern Kaduna as minority when you look at the entire state would now see themselves as a minority when you are focusing only on Southern Kaduna. So it keeps going down like that.
So there's some form of disunity for
there is disunity
in Southern Kaduna.
There is disunity. Unfortunately, it is fueled by political leaders. That's why you hear the mention of Nasir El-Rufai. Like I said, it didn't start in his time, but he is one person that was so bold to just say things, whether it is right or wrong, he didn't care. To just say things, whether it is right or wrong, he didn't care. Chief Security Officer of the state would make allegations that would be rebuffed by the chief of police in the state. A governor would make statements that the police commissioner would rebuke, and say it's not true regarding security. So when you hear things like, these people don't vote us, these people don't deserve these appointments, that is unconstitutional. The Constitution says nobody should be profiled like that. There should not be such segregation against people on account of their tribe or religion.
How are you addressing this matter, or going about seeking redress with regards to the new person at the helm of affairs now, Uba Sani? He's an entirely different person, and he's been there for 3 months. How are you approaching this matter such that he can pay attention to it? Have you even made attempts to approach him with regards to this matter? And what
attempts? It's starting with some of us in the APC, because we are expected to be closer to him than other people in Southern Kaduna. We have been reaching out to some of our own people in the party hierarchy and some who are already in political offices. Some commissioners we have some special advisors from Southern Kaduna. We have the party officers from Southern Kaduna. So discussions have been ongoing. Now, when the Senate withheld its confirmation for the immediate past governor, again, members of the APC within Southern Kaduna have also made the attempt, using the special advisor, political, and other commissioners like I mentioned, to also reach out to the governor and to say, please, look at this as an opportunity. See this as an opportunity to create some semblance of balance, of carrying people along. It will interest you to know that the president, Asiwaju, when he appointed the chief of defense staff, a lot of people celebrated it. But a few days later, maybe in less than a week, we had people from the Islamic religion, Malams, going on social media and castigating the president. And some were even trying to profile the general as if he did not deserve the appointment, or he was appointed to achieve a particular aim that was sinister. I mean, it's very surprising that a whole region that had suffered so much insecurity, so much attacks.
Well, let me ask you this question just as we close. Are you basically concerned about appointment or governance as well? And also, based on 3 months in office of Governor Obasani, do his actions suggest to you that he would be interested in governance, improving governance in Southern Kaduna?
So far, I would answer that in 2 parts. We are not just interested in appointments. There's this thing about, I call the politics of appointments. It serves to just make people believe that you are being carried along, but that's not the truth. This thing can be hollow. You can be appointed and you will not be effective. You will not be able to help the people. Appointments generally ought to be representative of the entire place. That's why the Constitution put it there. The spirit of the Constitution is to ensure that every part is represented, whether it's in the executive or in the legislature. But when you find individuals who are chief executives of state making appointments to the exclusion of other parts, it begins to call to question their intentions. You begin to wonder whether they really want to carry people along. I just give you a statistic now. You can check to confirm. 87, you have 18 people. I hope the governor would not toe the line of the former governor, because the former governor, in the closing days, social media, what do you call it now, clip, leaked, when he was saying to the Islamic ulama that he decided to appoint a Southern Kaduna person, a lady, but a Muslim, because the Christian aid-dominated areas were not voting APC. Now, that is against the spirit of both the APC constitution and the national constitution.
Very well, then. Well, sadly, we're out of time. Honorable Kennedy Musa, I'd like to thank you very much for coming on Politics today. And I believe that we'll talk about this a little more, where we can get the other part of it, perhaps the side of the governor and the other part of Southern Kaduna, the Muslim community, to speak on this, to understand if you're both speaking from the same side.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Trust you had an amazing right night rest. Yeah, welcome to another episode of our newspaper review. I'm Minkewe by name. Please, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click on the subscription button and turn on the notification bell so as to get notified whenever we're live. And for what happened yesterday, Mr. Mazi, Mr. Machiavelli, Mr. Oyewuba, and to our viewers out there, I sincerely apologize. And I deeply regret that the broadcast was prematurely ended while you were still speaking. I would love to extend my sincere apologies for any inconveniences and disappointment this may have caused. It was actually due to my battery. I had a flat battery yesterday, so I couldn't signal before the phone went off. So I'm very, very, very sorry. Very sorry about that. And I'll work towards that to ensure that it doesn't repeat itself. Alright, please, today's newspaper review. Starting with this day newspaper. Says Lagos, Enugu governors jottle for investors at LCC highs, Invest Nigeria Expo 2023. Sanwo-Olu says state committed to being Nigerians' preferred investment destination. Mbab woos investors with pledge to grant C of O within 72 hours. De-risks investment environment. Lagos ranked 5th best African city to live work. And that's on page 12. My success depends on your support. Prayers, Fabemi tells class of 85. Says judiciary critical in fight against corruption. NNPP's crisis deepens Kwankwaso, suspended founder expelled. And over to the Punch newspaper. Cameroon dam opening. 700 billion naira CBN farmers loan under threat in flooded states. Flood in 204 Niger communities. 17 displaced. Panic in Benue, Anambra. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And still on the Niger crisis, Algeria demands 6 months transition from Jutan. That is on page 10 of the Punch newspaper. And for a quiz hits Lagos, others as thieves vandalize pipelines. Marketers halt petrol loading, blame vendors for disruption, and more filling stations shunt as Ipob halt supply. Lagos Ibadan Expressway, federal government plans September inauguration. I never diverted Ogun, Lagos government funds, 10.8 billion naira ballot. This coming from Abiola on page 7. Man unleashes dog on policeman to evade arrest. NNPC divided over Tinubu, Atiku, faction suspend Kwankwaso and others. Please, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to click the subscription button and turn on your notification bell so as to get notified whenever we're live. And then the link has been posted. Please, you can join us here. There's time to talk. And please don't forget to click the like button. Send us some super chats. All right, over to Daily Sun newspaper. Job racketeering props. Revs panel summons NUC VCs and CBN governor orders to over NHF deductions remittances. Abdulsalami, ex-head of state, to share the Sun book presentation. And on the Bayelsa Guba poll, confusion as APC, PDP name Winke in campaign committees. Also named by the ruling party as Senate President, Apabo SGF Akume, Gumbe Governor, Inuwa, and NNPP suspend Kwankwaso over rumors with President. Police bust gay wedding, arrest couple alongside over 100 guests in Delta State. Banks distress borrowing from CBN eats 12 trillion naira in 8 months. Winke Keyamo address dispute over Abuja Airport's second runway. FCTA to pay 825.8 trillion naira compensation. This coming from the FCT minister. Archbishop Shukuma charges tribunal not to pervert justice, admits all eyes on judiciary. Enugu to unveil all year round tourism calendar, Mbabu's investors. Chicago Varsity blocked Twitter, leaking the accounts over Tinubu. Institution inundated by flurry of requests by Nigerians for President Academy record. And that's on page 6. Tinubu appoints new NDDC board, names Ebia chairman. And over to the Guardian newspaper. An army of retired active generals still recruiting. Police disrupt gay marriage, arrest 67 guests in Delta. Rebs Pubs panel denies bribery allegation, summons VCs. Insecurity. Niger proposes CBN BDCs on collisions calls as fixed black market premium widens. Private sector case Tinubu reforms seek input in federal government 8-point agenda. Federal government promises completion of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway by mid-September. And over to the Vanguard newspaper. Banks, insurance firms, others contribute 1.72 trillion naira to economy. NNPP's board suspends Kwankwaso over alleged anti-party activity. In job racketeering Ipob, we didn't solicit bribe from MDAs. This coming from a representative. Zenith Bank names Juliet Ehimwa non-executive director. Can read that up on page 20 of the Vanguard newspaper. How federal government can execute roadmap for economy. Ministers must set specific national targets. Strong coordination among ministries critical. This coming from NECA. And nationwide security precondition for success. This coming from Adori. And still on the insecurity, we are discussing with bandits to drop arms. This coming from Niger government. They are discussing with bandits to drop arms. All right. .2 kilometer runway. Federal government votes 825.8 million naira to compensate Abuja indigents. In Governor Campaign Council, APC reverses disowns list with Winke's name. Gumbe shuts nightclubs over immoral activities. Right, over to police arrest 67 for alleged involvement in same-sex wedding in Delta. Nominations open for 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. Major talks, Atiku Kwankwaso Obi on wide goose chase. This coming from APC. NNPP board suspends Kwankwaso for 6 months. A 53-year-old police Oyebola emerges new Asenyi. AAU's about glucosamine not approved for diabetes cure. Lagos ranked 5th best African city to live, work in. This coming from report. And BSR 2023, confusion on APC denies campaign committee list. And under the photo displayed there, we have the palliatives are Oyo, Osun, Ongu, Ekiti. Others plan distribution. And Wiki makes case for FCT Oyo to spend 8 billion naira. That's on page 5 of the Nigeria Tribune newspaper. And 3 crew members still missing 2 weeks after Seplat energy rage capsized. Please, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to click the subscription button and turn on the notification bell so as to get notified whenever you are live. Please let's click on the like button. All right, over to the Nation newspaper. Governors lead APC battles in Imo, Kogi, Bayelsa. Experts having rains in Ondo, Ogu, Osun, 26 orders. Nimet alert. Reports Lagos is 5th best African city to live, work in. Oyo to spend 8.6 billion naira on 200,000 households, 1 million families. CBN earns more than VP, Senate President says. Gamfe. Stock market hit highest level and subsidy cuts withdraw Government saves 1.83 trillion naira in 2 months. Savings to be used for projects. No more borrowing. Elumelu government bold decision in Nigerians' interest. Lagos Ibadan Expressway ready next month. And NPP's board suspends Kwankwaso. Ogoku is chair of new NDDC board. And over to Daily Trust newspaper. An NPP faction differ over Kwankwaso suspension, board shares explosion. Ipob proposes 6-month transition to resolve Niger crisis. Nigerian equities beat 15 years record, hit 66,490 basis points. Despite flood alerts, states yet to evacuate citizens. Rice farms submerged in Taraba. Resident vacates homes. NIWA deploys boats for rescue operations and build new locations for evacuation. Action Aid tells government. 6 died over and others injured as building collapsed at Bono IDP camp. Winke appears on APC, PDP campaign, councils for Bayesa's governorship pool, and Tinubu appoints new NDDC board management. Police storm gay marriage venue in Delta, arrest couple, 65 orders. And that's all on the newspaper today. So over to other business of the day. If you have any contribution, you can join us via the link. So we have other updates. Ipob to federal government submit horse at Supreme Court. Stop hiding under endless adjournments. And that's true. Let them settle this once and for all. Yes, it should be settled. So one will know where they belong. Not find case upon case upon case and still adjourning cases. Alright, so I'll then play a video.
It is not true that the laws of Nigeria do not give us space to agitate for our rights as a people. Go and see every section of the Constitution that provides for our fundamental human rights. We have never exhausted any of it. But the truth of the Nigeria is that it is the individuals who are running the Nigerian state, who are angry, who don't like the Igbo people to develop, that are suppressing it. Today they are saying that the trailers in Apapa are making life difficult in Apapa, correct? How did that come about? When Obasanjo stopped the importation of textile from Port Harcourt Wharf, everybody is now forced to go to Lagos. Port Harcourt Wharf is empty. If you allow those people who are importing through Lagos to all pass through Port Harcourt and the Calabar and the Warri, you wouldn't have that congestion in Lagos. They're making it seem as if solving the gridlock in Lagos requires rocket science. It's not. There is suppression of business interests aimed at suffocating Igbo. And we must be bold to address it. Because unless we do so, it will not work. Today, a lot of people are happy celebrating that Dangote is the richest man in the world. He's not richest in nothing. When you are given a monopoly to import cement, and the Beto is stopped for many years so that only you will have a leeway, and then you import the whole flour, and then you import all the sugar, and then you import all the salt, and they stop it, and they give you a waiver. Even if it's a moron, you will be the richest man in Africa. All the monopoly legislation that is in Nigeria, we must fight against it in the spirit of Biafra. And we must work to take advantage of it. Because the truth remains that we have a voracious appetite for education, we have a voracious appetite for entrepreneurship, and we are strong believers in the right of our women. Anytime there is a suppression in the right of women, Ngibu are the worst victims, because we have the largest army of educated women across this country. We must be in the forefront of every agitation to fight against to suppress women's rights, one commits an offense if there is a law written down clearly. Probably show me any law that says you cannot hang a Biafran flag in Nigeria and that will be guilty. Show me any law. Nowhere. So they have a right. So is there a law against the color or the design or the this? Supposing you paint your car the Biafran flag, would they arrest the car? Supposing you paint your house the Biafran flag, would they arrest the house? So what is your offense in hanging the Biafran flag? And I must say that we must find a way to begin to enjoy this right, start taking advantage of our legal system, and bringing all this over 10 billion naira we waste every year to train our children out of Igbo land back home. But I will conclude by saying that we must work hard to save this language. If the language continues to die at the rate it's going, let's go. I said it. Oh, no, no, you will be able to surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. How can you pray in Igbo and then we surely goodness and mercy shall follow me? I have asked them in different Pentecostal churches. Surely I will that is the last verse of Ipob 23, which we all learned in the primary school. Next year, if the man they break up, so nobody will why do you say it in English after praying in Igbo? In conclusion, by 1970, we were small.
Okay, now my opinion is this: they arrest Nnamdi Kanu because he was fighting for freedom, or over freedom of speech, and now they are discussing with bandits to drop arms. Bandits are killing people. Bandits are that is terrorizing everywhere. So I really don't know where the constitution is right now. Please, if you know where the constitution is in Nigeria, please, you can let us know, because I don't know which of the constitution they are following. Over freedom of speech, freedom of choice. You arrested an innocent soul and you kept adjourning cases. You don't want to even address the case because I feel they are still running from the case. How will someone be detained over 2 years now? Yeah, it's over 2 years. I guess I'm right. Over 2 years, and still you are yet to finalize the case. And then we're talking about bandits that have destroyed a lot of lives. You're discussing what's the discussion about? I really don't know what they are discussing, but honestly, that is actually a turn off for me, because I see no reason discussing with a terrorist. They're discussing with bandits to drop the arms. If they wanted to drop their arms, they would have done that a long time ago. If they had conscience, they wouldn't have done what they are doing. And yet you're actually discussing with them. Okay, continue discussing with bandits, please. Innocent soul is actually in the prison. You guys should just do what you need to do. If it's to divide the country, divide if you want to. We should just give somebody freedom of chance. After all, there's freedom of speech, freedom of choice. We are humans. We have the right to choose whatever we want. So you can't make us suffer for that. And then this is it. It says the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, yesterday accused the federal government of abandoning its case. Accused the federal government of abandoning its case against its leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, hiding under a series of adjournments. Ipob, while mocking the federal government for allegedly abandoning the appeal it instituted against the Court of Appeal judgment, discharging and acquitting Mazi Kanu, told them to meet the pro-Biafra group in court instead of tactically abandoning its case, hiding under adjournment. To have him freed was ignored. A statement by Ipob's media and publicity secretary, Ima Powerful, alleged that the federal government is afraid of pursuing its appeal against its leader and has abandoned the case. Ipob's statement read, the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, are able, led by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, is disappointed that the federal government of Nigeria is hiding under endless adjournments to abandon its appeal pending the Supreme Court against We are equally disappointed with the role of the Supreme Court in the illegal detention of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody in Abuja. It is obvious that the federal government has abandoned their appeal against our supreme leader, Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, at the Supreme Court because they have no case against an innocent man who is devoted to the emancipation of the oppressed and downtrodden in our society. The detention of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the biggest court case in the history of Nigeria. It is the duty of the government to insist on diligent prosecution of the case rather than running away from their courts. It is laughable that the person being persecuted by the federal government is the one asking them to come to court. Is this not bizarre? What is that the federal government is afraid of in pursuing a case they brought at the Supreme Court against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? We would like to know, since the federal government and the judiciary are reluctant to hear this matter, if there is any higher authority available to our leader to approach, since it is not likely that the Supreme Court of Nigeria will ever hear this matter. It has come to our knowledge that a lot of public discourse surrounding the legal issues at the heart of this case is fed by ignorance in some quarters and blatant mischief making in others. It has therefore become incumbent upon the noble family of Ipob to put the record straight. All the faceless group formed and sponsored by DSS for misinformation should be guided appropriately to enable them to appreciate the facts at play in this case before embarking on their usual frivolities and misinformation. We make bold to say that the Supreme Court of Nigeria appears to be encouraging the illegal detention of our leader without any charge by failing to fix a date to hear a matter they had already sat twice over. This is unheard of by any Supreme Court's own rules. Is it not shameful that the same court that provides for isolated hearing is the same court flouting its rules? Why has the rule not been adhered to in a matter of this magnitude? More so when the Court of Appeal discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Or is it because he's an Igbo man? Not many people know that it was the federal government of Nigeria that approached our own Supreme Court to challenge the judgment of the appellate court that discharged our leader. So we are at a loss to understand what the delay at the Supreme Court is all about. Or do they want us to believe that they are under strict instruction from the presidency not to air the matter before them? If that is the case, the federal government should be magnanimous enough to accept defeat. We can assure the federal government that we shall accept with all humility this inescapable reality. The lead counsel to Ipob, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, disclosed this to newsmen in Owerri after they visited the detained leader at the detention facility of the Department of State Service, DSS, in Abuja. In addition, he said the Court of Appeal had made a pronouncement freeing him, given that it remains sacrosanct. According to Ipob's lawyer, we visited our indefeasible client, Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on the 28th day of August 2023 to brief him on the various intervening actions taken by the illegal team, led by Prof. Mike Ozekome San, to address pertinent concerns affecting his welfare and the failure of the DSS to avail him of his medical reports. To this end, an application has been made to the Honorable Chief Judge of the Federal Capital Territory of our erudite lead counsel, Prof. Mike Ozokume San, to appoint a magistrate that will visit and inspect the DSS facility where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been held in solitary confinement since June 2021 to date. Importions to the relevant provision of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. Following the DSS refusal to avail Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with his medical records as directed by Justice Binta Yanko in the judgment delivered on the 20th day of July 2023, our erudite lead counsel, Prof. Mike Ozekome San, was compelled by this brazen disregard to an order of court to initiate a contempt proceeding against the DSS and our Director General. Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used the opportunity offered by the visit to extend his heartfelt gratitude to all people of good conscience and group calling for his release. He, however, observed that many people may not have understood the peculiarity of his case, but proceeded to urge us to clarify that he has been effectively and validly discharged by the judgment of the Court of Appeal, delivered on the 13th day of October 2022, which said judgment also prohibited his further trial and detention. Therefore, there is no charge pending against Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before any court as of today. Furthermore, Onyedu Mazi Kanu unequivocally stated that begging the federal government to release him at this point is an insult to the memory of late Pa Mbazulike don't know if I got that correctly. So Amechi, who despite his age and ill health repeatedly traveled from the southeast to Abuja, begging the federal government to honor his dying wish. Begging the federal government to honor his dying wish, which request was treated with greatest disdain by the federal government and was also not honored. Thus, Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is of the firm view that he does not need to beg the FGN to release him. The Court of Appeal has already made a pronouncement in that regard, and that pronouncement has remained sacrosanct to date. Therefore, the calls every person of goodwill should make in the circumstance of his continued illegal detention is for the Supreme Court to set down a date for the expeditious hearing of the appeal filed by the federal government as provided for in the Criminal Appeals Practice Directions of the Supreme Court, Ipob said. And that's it on this matter. Sir Alice, good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me from here?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, what takes you time to be bringing up comments? So I just came about just few minutes. It's like Mother Ellen complained about this title. So
Yes, sir.
the reason I came is the title is that for people talking about Supreme Court at this time, I think they are wasting the time of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, nothing more, nothing less. And now, because talking about Supreme Court, we in the court already said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be charged in any court. It's wasting the man's time. It's not that federal government are wasting the time. They are playing along the game of the federal government. So there's no need of talking about court. What Mazi Kanu needs now is to release him. Not talking about Mazi should take to Supreme Court to do that and do that. So it doesn't make any sense. Madeleine, thank you so much for your kind gesture, for appreciating Kere for what she's doing. Thank you so much. Please, guys, Kere say Abachi give a problem Woto yesterday. That's why the program has some issues. I mean, I not to get chance this period. Please, when I be with us by unfairly by next week, when the kids don't resume school, I'll be fully free to do my things. Lord, why I greet you specially. Kere, why are you not showing up comment when people are commenting from the beginning? You don't do you don't do your shout out or you don't recognize people that came first. I don't understand you. You the Uncolos. Are you Uncolos? When you call live, you review your paper to them, you make shout out to those that comment, you greet the house, you bring their comments up to recognize them. It's not easy to participate with you 247. It's not easy, eh? A lot of people here, they have something important doing, but they just love what you are doing. That's why they are here encouraged. You know that you are paying them. You understand? So when you see their comment, especially those that is paying on this channel, people like Lord Wire is a paid member to this channel. Every month, whether I watch our video, does not watch our video, he pays us on this channel. If you see, is Lord Wire's comment is different from every other comment. You will see something like star. That star on Lord Wire's comment represents money. It represents money. So you have to be bringing his comment up because any comment you comment is money. Not only Lord Wire, every other person that participate on your program, bring the comment up. It's very important. You understand? Let me, what is more the Ali saying? It's not about the title, but your previous post. Okay, I thought about this title. I thought about it. That's why I came in because the title I titled is that. I thought it's about the title. That's why I came to address it. I was very busy, so I have to excuse everyone. I thought about the title. See, because my title was breaking IPOB DOS blow or take Mazina Gan to Supreme Court and wasting his time. Because for me, they are wasting talking about Supreme Court at this time. The time of elapsed, Abi, the English correct, the time of elapsed. No, not talking about court this time. What is talking about how to free Mazinam the canon, not talking about court because no court has the monopoly to judge him anymore. So I see no reason talking about court. Okay, so my previous post with the post video like mad, so I not even know the actual video, Madam Peters. I don't know the actual video talking about it. You know, we post video like mad whenever we are free. The one they talk about, I don't know, I've been a Curtis matter, you they talk about. That's why I'm working here to even remove Curtis update from this our channel and put this on the other channel. In few time come now, you won't see any Curtis update on this our channel. When I didn't say it's about your title, it's not about your title, it's a privilege. I don't understand. You know, we talk a lot now. You know, our work is all about talking. But a lot of people get angry with whatever I differ from something that is going on. But it's my own opinion now. It does not stop the movement. It does not create any chaos. It does not add water. It does not minus anything because I'm a human. I have the ability to disagree, even if the thing is correct. But from our point of view, it might not be okay with me, but it might be okay to millions out there. That's why I'm human. I'm different. And everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Because you might say something, or even the Baba Prime Minister might say something that is accurate, correct. But to me, maybe to my understanding, it's not correct to me, based on maybe my intellectual or whatever. It might not be, and I might talk it the way I see it. So that is life. So if you prosecute me for what I say, that does not, I say, but maybe say, you know what, my freedom of speech according to what we are fighting for. And because if Baba Prime Minister said something that was profound when I spoke with him, I asked him, what kind of cabinet do you want? Is those that will answer yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. He said no. Those that have a superior argument, they bring it, intellectual argument, then we settle the matter and we move on. So sometimes when I see something like, okay, let me say maybe about the discourse I talk about, maybe that's what they. I don't mind, if I listen to it, if you can just comment, let me just address it. Maybe about the discourse I said about the BLA. That I said this cost is too much. I'll be sure again. You can get the guys I see the BLE, they drop code the cash. How you say you buy over 1,000 people for one location? Don't be should be down. So the thing get me scared. So it's how I feel. It might be correct, but it's how I feel about the issue. So you'll not prescribe me for that now. Because my own opinion is how I feel. Because I see things. Because me, I did into that feed of buying people. I know we see the update. Me, as I did so, even my phone as it stands, so my phone even has more dead body than some cemetery in Nigeria. So I have some updates and a lot of people can testify to that. My phone as it stands, so if I can't go cemetery, now I go full. So if I see some scores, will be like, see, I fear, me waiting into all those underground things, I can say my own opinion also now. So there's no matter I'm against the movement or anything. Whatever I does here, whatever I do here, it will not add, it will not remove. We are just here to give our own quarters. The Prime Minister is someone that is very addicted or is very stubborn. You know the year. So anything you say is on your own, is moving on, doing. Even if you say what you want to do the next day, not correct, you go still do, and that is it. So whatever I say, no go feel affect what you do or affect the movement. Because me, I'm not sure say I go fit do anything to the movement that spans beyond what any human being can. Even the Baba Prime Minister said cannot even do anything to this movement. If you match line today, you will surprise someone that you thought was sleeping will just pick up the mantle. So and they will left him behind. So that is it. Nobody's above the movement. No human being is above the movement. If not like the way that I have done Mazina, they can I believe by now. Everybody go to say Bobo Gari, everybody for the fine about the cassava, we do and the rest. So my own opinion not stop anything there. Owe Palace, I greet you
But sir,
specially. Go
Yeah.
ahead now.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Chairman. I dey hear you. All correct,
Good
sir.
morning, Owe Palace. I greet you, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay, sir, Alex, I want to ask a question, because now we're talking about Nnamdi Kanu and they're talking about bandits. I don't know what they are discussing with bandits.
They are discussing with bandits.
Yes, to drop their arms, and then they had the infantry to detain Nnamdi Kanu.
We don't have bandits in Nigeria now. It's politician boys now. So they are boys. We don't have bandits in Nigeria. It's not
Now,
a difference that Anambra state governor cried that anytime he arrests Curtis in Anambra, nobody should call for them to release him because he said the lot are using the Curtis to do their things and they are giving them the morale. Whenever they want to do something, they will not be scared anymore. So whenever you want to do some elections, some things, you pay the bandit to cause some havoc, to kidnap people and cause unrest in the society. When you pay them to do that, when then after you've done the election, politics, everything over, when they want to carry out their own atrocity, you don't have the nerves to fight them now because you know you will need them in the coming days. So if you fight against them, you cannot see them to use. That's why they are protected. Do you think that the bandits in Nigeria is equal to the Nigerian military we have? Although we say we don't have military, we have some gallant military. If they have order without a disorder, they will wipe everything. What is discussion? Yeah, they are boys. You know, if they have spokesperson in Shogumi came out the other day and said that they should not vote for anyone that will crush bandits. And now you see it, the way election played out, they voted for the founder of bandits or Boko Haram, which is bandit Boko Haram. They are the same. It's just the name differ. It's the same people.
then
So it's
there's
their boys.
that's
Okay, in
actually
Buhari tenure, did you forget that they paid them for about there is not on 200 billions, something like that, for them to stop kidnapping or adoption for some months, and after the money expired, they came out that please, our money have expired, we have to resume kidnapping. So they know that what is there is their boys. Isn't that some of they are paying minimum with same money they pay to retire pensioners, teachers, and the rest? That came out the other day were protesting. Even the Nigeria police military were safeguarding them. Do you know how many bandit Boko Haram we have in Nigerian military? They are there, they are boys, they are working for the government. So telling us that negotiating with them is that they are just trying to confuse. The more you see, the more you look, the less you see. That's what they are playing. There's nothing like discussion with bandits. They are bandits, shaman. Without politicians sponsoring bandits, they will not like bandits in Nigeria. Why have you seen IPOB come out to protest? They should try it and come out, but you see what they do to IPOB. You see the other day they happen in Abana. They almost wipe the whole movement up, but they cannot. But bandits can come out and inspire Boko Haram and say they are protesting. We're guiding them. They have communication. They have a destination center. They have a camp, which the Nigerian army knows the place. So there's nothing like bandits. They are boys.
so there's an information on I think a lady who tried traveling out of Nigeria.
Okay, where those go network don't push one. People travel out of Nigeria. It's scam now. It's visa scam. Oh, balance talk to us, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, all. Yeah, yesterday I was on the comment section. So I wanted to or at least to read for you to read, bring up some comment because there is some certain thing, there's some certain comment that Mr. Onyewo was making. So I was like to interrupt, but he did not do this thing. I wasn't be able to come live yesterday because of my network. Well, all is well. All is well. All is well. So I am, concerning there's no another thing that we have to talk, and it's about our leader. You understand? Because certain time there was bringing some letters, there was bringing health and fire, saying that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say this, say that, they say all this. At the end, we find that all these things is just they're just the fact that they just want to make entertainment. The same man that people say that he is lobbying with Nigeria government is now telling you that he cannot beg for his own freedom. What does that one shows? He cannot beg for his own freedom. Huh? This man, I think that why will he beg for his freedom? Why federal government, why court, all the whole court of competent judicial in Nigeria has already released him unconditionally, and they still want him to come and beg for it for which level? To show you that Biafra is something that nobody joke with. That man, nobody joke with him. He's not to Wazirike. You understand? He's not to Wazirike. No matter whatever they say, but I know that they're not telling him truth. If they're telling him truth, we know what happened now. They're not telling him truth. Still yet, he stand on his own. He stand on what he believes. He said that he will not beg for his own freedom. Hey, for me, there's nothing else that they can do. They just allow that man to go. If they want peace, in southeastern Nigeria, all these politicians, all these they should release that. They should leave that man to go. Because what will come on them, they will not. In fact, they will not talk about it. If they want peace, and they want peace for their family and the other ones, like for their relative and everything, they should release that man. Let that man go. Just so that there will not be problem. There will not be problem to themselves, because they try to bring problem into themselves. You understand? That is what I want to say. They should release that man. At least our people who is sitting at home, who is collecting the bullet for every people. They are tired of sitting there. They are tired of staying at home. It's not that they're happy. They know that they are not happy, but they want Nigeria government to release this man unconditionally, so that this man will go. So I sit at home will stop. They know what they're supposed to do, but they don't want to do it. Well, I'm happy. At least now, Gabon, at least today, now I had a news that Gabon has started their own. I thank God for that. Okay, well, I thank you so much. I hit my mic from here. Let's listen to others. Thank you so much. Is Alex?
Yeah, well balanced. Good things from me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How is your family?
Thank God, everybody is fine. And you too.
We thank God. We thank God. You know, I don't. The place I am, I don't know whether it's my phone or something. I can't do. What are they calling it? My phone is not. My phone is not allowing me. Like yesterday, Kewa was complaining that day before yesterday, Kewa did not come online. I was like, what happened? He said they don't have light. And here we have power bank. We have power bank that can even take him for one week. But there's no way I can send it to her. I don't know how I can be able to send it. You understand? When he said that, it pains me so much. I was like, hey, look at Nigeria. Nigeria was claiming that they give other people light. See, yet they don't have light. Oh. I sent you a message. I sent you a message on WhatsApp, but you haven't replied now. I don't know. You said that you were doing something. I don't know.
Look, I was checking. I'll get back to you. Where's Kevin? Kevin has left the program again. The network just have been a battery. I don't understand
the network is too bad for Nigeria. It's too bad. It's too bad.
Okay, let me.
Very bad. Okay.
I thought it's about the time that I need to talk about. That's why. Let me. Kevin, I'm off. I don't know if you Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Alessio.
Yes.
Hello, Alessio.
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Someone was telling me about Gabon. I don't know much. I don't know much about Gabon. But I heard that the president, after the election, the former president is the one that still win election. I don't know why it's possible. It's like the same thing they do in Nigeria. That is the same thing they do in Gabon. And the Gabon, they said that they will not agree. They want to set and close their border. And I heard that army people has taken over. You see, Africa. I don't know what is happening to Africa. You sit on the power for so many years, and after election you still accumulate the power again. What does for an old man? What does that mean? Oh my God! I don't know what is happening to Africa. Africa. This is time for them to wake up.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll be signing that now. Kevin, where are you? We'll talk on WhatsApp when we balance. We'll talk later.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you, sir, for helping out. All right, Owe Palace, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, as well.
Zelly Peters, thank you. Lord Larry, thank you. Uwu Biafra and Asaba Biafra land. Benjamin Shikaudi, Dana, and other viewers out there. Thank you all for staying tuned with us. So see you same time, same station tomorrow. So do have an amazing day. Please let's not forget to click on the like button. Send us some super chats so I can foil my journal. So we can charge phone.
When governments to do a Nigerian government.
A new report has revealed that a rising number of
governments to do a Nigerian government.
A new report has revealed that a rising number of Nigerians are falling victims to deceitful scheme that involves paying substantial amounts for job opportunities that do not actually exist within United Kingdom's skilled workers visa system. People took to the streets to get reaction on Nigerians stranded in UK as victims of visa scam.
So I cannot exactly fault her and say she was stupid, she was foolish for acting that way. Because you and I can also fall to that scam. Most of the people that have fallen to scam so far, especially here in Africa, in Nigeria, it has been on the premise of poverty, not because of greed per se. It's poverty. You're desperate, you're hungry, you must survive. And so you have to, by any means, try to survive.
I think for me, if somebody promises you to assist you to japa, as they use the word, you should do a background check about the person, about the company, and so many other things you could do. Don't just be too comfortable to take your life investment and entrust it in the hands of somebody that you're not even sure if what he's saying is or not. There is need for a background check. To be honest, I've seen people who have gone abroad. They've been able to invest certain amount of money, and they are comfortably doing well. They have been able to recover the money in less than 2 years. But if you are to do something like that, I should do a background check. They should be able to find out if truly this person can actually help you to do what they claim to.
I feel like for her to be scammed, she was not wise enough. That's like the first thing. Because obviously we are in Nigeria, and as a youth, I want to also jam. It's like on every youth's head that there's no job and all of that. But then she was not able to check the sources. If someone should come and tell you that, oh, for £10,000 that you can use it to go abroad, you find a job and all that, you have to make researches first of all. You have to also like ask other people that you know that they've probably gone through this before, like they've traveled and all of that. Then you have to like go online, check sites that help assist people on traveling and all of that. Then you have to actually like, you have so much to do before you actually say, oh, this person, you can trust this person with your money, because it's not easy to make such an amount, and it's not easy to like bring it out from your bank and say, okay, I want to deposit it to this person and do all of that. So I feel she was not just wise enough.
I won't blame her in the sense that she's trying to try other options to, and also to leverage on the other greener pasture which is outside their country. Because if everything was apparently fine in this place, she wouldn't have gone out to look for some other options. So I would only blame our Nigerian government for not putting everything in place. We have good people, we have experts in all areas. Talk of technology, talk of medical line, talk of any aspect. We have experts, we have talented people. They are going out because they are not offered good things in this place, and this place is not giving us, is not encouraging enough.
With situations like this, probably you just need to be patient, because I know everybody is trying to like get out of the country with the hike in price and everything going on. You just need to be patient and get the right travel tour agent. But because though it's very difficult these days to find a right travel tour agent, but you just need to calm down and you need to make findings before traveling out of the country. And while traveling out of the country, what's the 100% assurance that you find greener pastures over there? So
my opinion about that is that it is not safe selling one asset to travel. What if it doesn't work there? Stay here and let us manage, let us weather you through.
When Governor Autumn said, fire for fire, if you kill us, we'll kill you, in Benue State, the only language the Fulani understand is fire for fire. If you turn the other, if they slap you on one side and you turn the other cheek, they'll cut off your head. The sooner you people understand this, the better.